Hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here a little bit after 10 Friday night. This video is a bit overdue. It has been requested and more requested every single day that's gone by that I have not done it. But pre-ordered the Dark Edition for the Wii U, that way I can console hop, which turns out that's going to be a pretty useful feature for me. As you progress through the game and you level up a character, the stats change. The attack damage changes. It's fantastic beneficiary changes, but they screw up my Skylanders research big time. Having something that I can have like sort of a virgin save file on, I think is going to turn out to be pretty beneficial. But what I did from GameStop, this in the US is exclusive to GameStop. Any Dark Edition that you want, regardless of the console, Nintendo, Xbox, Sony, it's going to be Dark Edition only at GameStop. So a lot of people seem to be confused and think there's like a Dark Crash Edition. There is not. There is the Crash Edition, which again PS3, PS4, and there's a Dark Edition which is available for all consoles. In my case, standard starter pack sent out by Activision came for the Xbox One, and what I tabbed is the Wii U Dark Edition. So retail price on this thing $99.99. Why is the battery light flashing? These were just charged. I've had so many battery issues, and I bought new ones in anticipation of all this. That said, what you get in the Dark Edition is very hard to see with the glistening glow, I suppose, but we got a fire creation crystal, which that's pretty important. I believe those are kind of hard to come by. You've got a life creation crystal, and then we have got a dark creation crystal. Right now, I do believe this is the only way to get the dark creation crystal. Also, you'll note there's an Imaginite chest. If you've been using the Skylander Creator app, or you've been introducing Skylanders to the game, traveling in rat holes, progressing through the levels, whatever it may be, you've probably seen the Imaginite chest. These are available at retail in blind bags. I'm not a huge fan of blind bags. For something like this, card packs, yes. But, you know, for like something physical, it's kind of a crapshoot. And currently, just being honest, I don't really have the money to do it. But this is cool because we get to have one. And really, you know, and they're a one-time use. A lot of people are kind of surprised by that. We'll check it out. I'll test it on both consoles, see if we get lucky. But realistically, I mean, just being honest with you again, not having the money to do it, if I did, if I could get one of each, I would probably stop there just for display purposes, and I'd be pretty content. Because the truth is, you can grind this stuff out, you can earn it through the game. You know, it's kind of a cool deal, but it's not something you've got to do. So, plus, I would personally rather invest that money in some duplicates of some of the Skylanders Sensei figures, personally. That said, in addition to the creation crystals and the Imaginite chest, we've got the main attractions here: Dark Kingpin, Dark Golden Queen, which it's going to be a tough call between her and regular. I'm kind of thinking I like this aesthetic better, but I have to factor in she is the Golden Queen, and then that plays off of it. And then right here, Dark Wolfgang, which realistically, if I have to be 100% honest, that is the main selling point of the Dark Edition to me. Now, I know a lot of people always say, oh, don't even bother with the Dark Edition, it's kind of a ripoff. I counter that, and I say this is actually the best bang for your buck. Essentially, the way you have to look at this, starter pack is $74.99, okay, and it's going to include essentially Kingpin and Golden Queen. So, we're going to come in, and we got, our one creation crystal as well, the Fire Right, I think. Anyway, we're going to factor in $15.99 for Wolfgang, right, so we're going to call that, or $14.99 I should say, so we'll call it $15. Starter pack $75, additional Skylander and Dark Wolfgang, that brings it up to $90 already. Imaginite chest, we'll just call it $5, that's $95, and then the two creation crystals that are extra, you know, that's another $20, $115 for $99. You're actually saving money here in the long run. Plus, you are getting exclusive characters not available anywhere else. At this point in time, the Dark Creation Crystal is also kind of a big deal. Eventually, I assume they'll be out, you know, easier to come by. But at this point in time, it's a nice incentive. Plus, something people always overlook with these is you get a way better collection poster, or at least we did in the past. We're going to check that out. So, what is included in our Dark Starter Pack? We get the game, which that'll be cool. It should look pretty nice with the Wii U color schemes. A lot of people have been asking me for the Nintendo Switch opinions. I'll try to do that for you. Portal of Power. We got sticker sheets. Again, those are only going to apply to our creation crystal, sadly. Gold Imaginite chest. I think platinum would have actually looked better with the dark set. That's just me. Collection poster. It is supposed to be double-sided. And then you've got 3 Skylander figures and 3 creation crystals. Flipping it around to this side. Pretty much the same thing here, but this just kind of showcases some of the different sculpts for our creation crystals. And then we've got the Griffin Park Observatory, which I'm really wanting to go through that. Paul went through it. He's gotten everything, but he's missing 3 areas. I love crud like that. It doesn't make any sense. It makes me want to find him. I actually planned to go through that before I did Chapter 2. Issue I had after doing Chapter 1 and doing some intros, I realized that the stats and the picture frames and the selfies and all kinds of things were impacting stuff, and I've just kind of been at a standstill. That's why I've been introducing characters and doing upgrades on ones that have not been impacted just yet, but very, very excited to play this. So right here you can kind of see the Imaginite chest. I think it's like bronze, gold, and platinum, something like that. Here on the back side, there you've got an inset artwork for Dark Kingpin on the portal and into the game. There's our fire creation crystal. They've selected Knight for the battle class. There he is, Sir Hoodington. We finally know his name. I think Rob at CoinOp actually made a video on Sir Hoodington. So we waited so long to know that. I don't know why it had to be like so top secret. But anyway, there is the Swap Force Portal of Power reincarnated here again. I'm actually just rocking my supercharger ones. Because the traps bring you money, your old pieces bring you money. Use the Imaginite creation crystals to create Imaginator Skylanders. And then, of course, we have Sensei Skylanders, the ultimate masters of Sky Chi, and Imaginite mystery chests, which include 9 digital creation items. Pretty cool. Coming over here, unleash your imagination. Glare, glare, glare. Chaos has discovered the ancient power of mind magic and is using it to create an unstoppable army of Doomlanders. Eon is calling upon all Portal Masters, that's you and me, and Skyland's greatest mystic warriors, the Senseis, to stop Chaos and his minions. Now you must use the power of your imagination to create your own Skylanders to battle in the ultimate adventure alongside the almighty Senseis to save Skyland. So, create your Imaginators. Dun, dun, dun. Select your battle class, which that does unfortunately get locked in. Element obviously is tied to the crystal itself. You would think you could reset. No. You're stuck with that. There was a lot of issues, a lot of fanfare about it prior. I think a lot of people are probably still going to be oblivious to this up until Christmas. Then there will probably be a bit of backlash, but the truth is there are ways to reset them. Not going to talk about them here, but you can probably find it online. Choose your weapon and gear, train with the senseis, and pick your personality. I feel obligated to make a banana quick shot. Everything just points towards doing just that. Right here, embark on an epic new adventure, battle to save Skylands, unleash the Sensei Sky Chi powers, which are pretty cool and free, mind you, and play with your friends, and lastly, conquer all new side quests and minigames. I have to say I haven't enjoyed those thus far. Coming down here, Kingpin StarCraft Ambush, all featured, all introduced on my channel already. Golden Queen, Wolfgang, and Dr. Crankcase. So, let's go ahead, let's take a look at this though. This is important to note. You can play with the Pro Controller, Nunchuck, and the, controller, and Wiimote Nunchuck combo, all sorts of things, but something I was curious about, and this really is a selling point in my opinion. I was going to pick this up Monday. Octane Blue got it, and one of the questions I asked him, he sent over like the crankcase stock stuff because I accidentally leveled mine up because we were a surprise attack in the introduction, and I need to compare and contrast. But one of my questions for him was, hey, does the gamepad do anything this time? And the answer is yes. It's back kind of like its traditional mode where you can see your objectives and everything from the gamepad, which is awesome. I know the Wii U took a lot of flack, but if people would have utilized the gamepad, that was incredibly cool. One of the best versions of Madden I have ever played is 13 on the Wii U because of this. If you've got a Wii U and you can get the game, or you can watch some review on it, I mean, you could basically just draw your hot route. Literally draw a hot route. It was pretty cool. And there's just so much potential there, but people just didn't tap into it, in my opinion. But just having something like that is very cool. He also said, and this is a big deal for some of you, off-screen play is back. So that's a deal. If you fire up Imaginators, you're halfway through chapter 4, and then your parents come in, they need to watch TV, or your sister has friends over, or your brother has friends over, trying to avoid issues, let them have the TV, you go play on the gamepad. Very, very nice, and that is exclusive, of course, to the Nintendo Wii U. Since this is GameStop, you're probably like, hey, why didn't you cut that? You've been holding out on us? No, GameStop did that because as they are so prone to doing, they have this out and yet they cut it open and pull the game. I'm just glad oh, they did open it. Good Lord. I get so sick of that. This should have been sealed, if you didn't know, but there is a... What? Oh my goodness. Well, guess who's taking a trip back to GameStop? Funny story, this is my favorite GameStop. I know all the employees, usually know all the employees. I was in there, hadn't been in a while. I've been going to one when I'm out of town. And like, I didn't think of the free chaos, and the person I picked it up from didn't think of the free chaos. It dawned on me when I was at Toys R Us getting Legendary Tri-Tip. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about the free chaos. I didn't even think of the book until I got home. That was such a horrible night. I didn't even mess with it because when I went to get the free chaos, it was Monday night, so the Battlefield 4 people were there. And yeah, I had to stand in line about 28, 30 minutes or so to get a free chaos because of the Battlefield people. And I hate it when a game has like been virgin and it's open. Because what happens is if this would have stayed sealed in the packaging, it would have been fine. The reason they do this is they're afraid people are going to steal this. And then it's like, haha, you don't have the game, jerk. But if this would have been sealed and not touched, it would still have a Wii U disc and not a PS4 disc. But yeah, we now know what a PS4 disc looks like artwork-wise. So that's unfortunate. It's a bit of a drive for me to get up to town and all the stores, so that really sucks, and I didn't find out about it until now, and it's after hours. I can't even call in, so hopefully I can get that taken care of. I had planned to use that Wii U version tonight. I was gonna see if like the sorcerer stuff was screwed up with Mysticat or if I could upgrade him or not. Can't do that now. Yeah, so that, again, that's one of the reasons why I wish they wouldn't open their games, but, just keep it behind the counter or something, I don't know. Anyway, that's very sad. Let's go ahead and open this up. Nothing left on the inside. The box is very nice, though. Of course, the individual senseis, that kind of gets all the glory, as it should, but the starter pack packaging on the Dark Edition is very nice. So, I bet somebody with a PS4 version is going to wind up with my Wii. This was the last Wii U Dark Edition when I was there, so we'll see if we can get that worked out. So, what I am going to do here, and I mentioned this earlier, not in this video, but in I think other videos and possibly Twitter, but in order to save time and basically try to keep this somewhere relatively watchable duration for most people, I'm going to pull the figures out, we'll look at them, but I'm going to do each one individually, sort of like in our detailed form, just because I feel like it will A, do the figures justice, and B, it's going to make this video a little bit more friendly to view. So right here we've got our Fire Creation Crystal stuff, Dark Creation Crystal, and Life. What you probably care about is the fire and the dark, truth be told. But again, the way it works, you can sort of name it. If you call this, like Starcast 2 or Darkcast or whatever you decide to call your Skylander, you can write it on there, you can put it on your crystal, and then of course you've got your battle class emblems. And just case in point here, this is the Earth Crystal from the Griffin Park Observatory. This little circle opposite the elemental, that is where I would come in and I would put, Smasher, Bowslinger, Sorcerer, whatever it may be in that spot. I haven't exactly figured out where they think you're supposed to put the label. I would guess on the bottom, but it doesn't really seem to fit. I don't know. I've never really, maybe you put it on the collection poster. Who knows, but that is, again, what you get, the 3 sticker sheets reflective of our 3 creation crystals. We get the instructions we don't care about. And then let's see if this is in fact double-sided. I think it will be. Dun, 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 dun. Trying not to tear it. Oh yeah, it is. This is okay, cool. So this is the big draw. Like if you're just a collector, you gotta have everything, and you're, oh, I tore it again on that same stupid fold that shouldn't be there, in my opinion. Check it out though. You've got Sir Hoodington. He seems a bit out of place in this one. But you've got Dark Wolfgang, Dark Kingpin, Dark Golden Queen. Very cool. It's not as massive. Back in the day, if you've never seen my Dark Edition unboxings, I mean, there were some posters that were like almost the size of the pool table. It was nuts. I mean, we're talking, you could pitch this off of like the 100th floor of an apartment complex and people could probably see it on the ground. But this thing, it just looks really nice. I'm trying to get it there sort of the bottom. It's not that large, in all honesty. This is a nice, decent size that you can put on your wall. You could probably frame it. Coming around to this side, it is also colored a bit differently, and it features the dark artwork. So there's Dark Kingpin, there's the Dark Golden Queen. I guess Wolfgang doesn't get a feature here, but nonetheless, we'll quickly go through this. Light element, we've got Aurora and Blastertron. Magic element, we got Mysticat, Buckshot, and Pinata. All these characters we don't know much about. Stay tuned. I'm going to be releasing their bios very, very soon. That said, fire element, Master Ember, Flare Wolf, Taekwon Crow. Then we've got Barbella, Tri-Tip, and Golden Queen. If you want me to come through here, I guess we could. You know, Aurora, Swashbuckler, Blastertron, Knight, Mysticat, Sorcerer, Pinata, Smasher, Buckshot will be a Bowslinger. Ember, of course, is a Sentinel. Flare Wolf, I guess, is a Bazooker, which we don't have any of those just yet. Taekwon Crow is a Ninja. We've got Barbella, a Sentinel. We've got Tri-Tip, a Smasher. We've got Golden Queen, the Sorcerer. Coming over here in the middle, though, note we've got the three dark characters. Dark Golden Queen, Kingpin, and Wolfgang, respectively. And then opposite of them, we have Chaos, which was pretty cool. Then you've got the three Imaginite chests, gold, silver, and bronze. So I guess that's the way they identify them here. Tech element, we've got Chain Reaction, the Swashbuckler. He sounds pretty cool. We got Robo, who also sounds pretty cool. Crankcase, who is cool, and Cortex, who I hope will be cool. They are, again, Swashbuckler, Bowslinger, Quick Shot, and Sorcerer. Right down here, I guess this is where you would put it. They're assuming that you're just going to buy one creation crystal. Of course, most people are not going to do that. You're going to have multiples, or at least of your favorite elements, or as you come across cool designs. But I guess that is where you can identify and immortalize your fire elements through Hoodington, if you are so inclined. So the way it goes: fire, undead, earth, water, magic, air, life, tech, dark, and light. Coming up from light to life, we've got Boom Bloom. She is going to be a life element ninja. Ambush, life element knight. He's getting a lot of love. Chompy Mage. Really, he's a bazooker. Interesting. Then you got Crash Bandicoot, who is going to be a brawler. Wolfgang, Bowslinger. Pit Boss is going to be a sorcerer. Chopscotch, a smasher. Airstrike is going to be a brawler. Master Wildstorm is very cool. I've got his bio up on YouTube via the Creator app. Air Element Knight, Bad Juju, Air Element Swashbuckler. Graveclobber got a pretty sweet bio makeover there. He went from Earth Element, if you will, to Water Element. It sort of makes sense with what they did. He looks really good as well in blue. But he, of course, as you might have guessed, will be a brawler. You got Tide Pool, the Quick Shot, and then you've got Kingpin, a Water Element brawler. Coming up top, Dark Element, Starcast, the Ninja, Hoodsickle, the Sentinel. So no bonus Wolfgang artwork, sadly, but hey, we'll take what we can. Again, I will try. I'm sure these batteries are going to die and afford me the opportunity to go grab you the other poster, but this might be difficult to get out of here, and I tell you what, to save time, I'm going to pull all of these out, and then we'll be right back, and that'll give me a chance to for sure grab the poster, so I hopefully don't forget. But 1 second, and I will be right back. True story, I seriously hurt my finger. Not on this, but on the dishwasher thing. There's this micro switch on the handle I had to pull off, and it just, I guess they've never heard of dielectric grease at the factory. And I can't really grip things with my fingers because I've been pulling on small electronic parts for so long. But nonetheless, through the magic that is stopping, we are done. I'm leaving that portal in there, no sense in taking it out, in all honesty. Because, honestly, I'm going to keep the box, so it's got a nice little place there. That said, before I forget, I need to tell you, these posters are the exact same size, which is actually kind of cool. But right here, this is the standard starter pack, Xbox One, that Activision sent out. Behind it is the Dark Edition. And in my opinion, the Dark Edition looks better. It is kind of sad that, like, I would have loved to have seen Hoodington replaced with Wolfgang, because he didn't really get, you got the two corner characters which match up in their dark versus standard, which this is just so awkward to showcase. It's the big difference here for hardcore collectors and people that really like posters. Backside of the standard one is just a blank sheet of paper, and again, backside of the Dark Edition, there's the Wolfgang you were wanting, right? So pretty cool deal there. Again, I am glad I remembered to showcase that to you. That said, toughest thing to get out of that starter pack is Golden Queen. She was a nightmare. And it probably doesn't help that, like, I can't grip with my index fingers very well. But I'm sure it'll wear off eventually. That said, once again, I want to stress this. I'm going to come in, we're going to do bios, slogans, everything for these characters like we do. And a compare and contrast, but I'm going to do them in standalone videos. So this is just going to be real quick. So... first featured character is Dark Kingpin. I gotta say, he looks pretty sweet like this. Water Element Brawler. Again, he is in every standard starter pack. And then here he is, also in the Dark Edition. Quick side-by-side for you. We've got the Dark Edition and Standard right here. We're going to have poll battles up on this. SkylanderClub.com. Got a poll section. That's where you can find them. I want your feedback on this. We'll go into more detail when we do each individual character. So... here we have the Dark Golden Queen. Kind of disappointing since she is the Golden Queen, and you think, well, this is the figure for her then. Something about this figure I just like. The silver and the black. It looks like she's all geared up to go to the Raiders game before they leave Oakland or something. I don't know. I mean, this looks so sinister, yet this is so accurate because it's golden. That's literally like my dilemma. If it was anyone that didn't be named, like if she was just the Desert Queen, I would be like, ooh, yeah, now this does work because of the dunes, but man, that's crazy right here. But then with it being Golden Queen, you're kind of like, eh. So, nonetheless, this is what we get. The base does kind of stick out with her. With Kingpin, the blue, and then even with Wolfgang, that undead is the best base color I've ever seen. But the standard base, I kind of wish it would have been treated to a custom paint here. We'll have to see, but she will have, I think, a little bit better detailing here just because of the starker contrast in the colors, which black and silver, if you did not know, go fantastic together. Now, I know what you're wanting to see, but check it out. We've got our Imaginite chest. What did they call this one? Let me check. Dun, dun, dun. Go ahead and fall packaging, I don't care. It was somewhere, but where? Gold Imaginite chest. Okay, so this is a gold one, and we'll throw it down and see what it does. I was gonna do it on the Wii U, but truth be told, we don't have that game, do we? We have the PS4 disc, so I kind of now own starter packs for all three consoles, don't I? Interesting. Too bad I don't have a PS4. So, anyway, this does not open. If this thing would open and light up, $5 a bag, yeah, I'm gonna do them. It looks pretty cool. It's gonna be a nice touch. I have a feeling moving forward, these might be something that you get, cash for in game, of course, or they unlock things for you, in the next installment, perhaps. But truth be told, if they do that, you'd probably still just need one of each, unless they might even be coded the same. Who knows? But nonetheless, they do look cool. I could see someone like Orion's Island coming in here, like hacking the top off one, hinging it, and then, making it light up. So if anybody does that, make sure you send it to me on Twitter or post it on the Skylander Club forum. Now, interesting thing here, this is our first life creation crystal, namely because I haven't unboxed the giant stack we've got. It looks pretty good. I wish it had Broccoli Guy in it. But, maybe we can create someone similar to Broccoli Guy. We'll have to see. I bet this thing's going to look pretty cool when it's lit up. It's sort of got like a cube in the middle of it, so that's going to be nice. But there's our little detail on it. Note the sort of old school Portal Master symbols there. Top side, it honestly just looks like some sort of a vegetable, which is a nice touch for light element. Now, life element, I should say. Dark Creation Crystal, again, right now, as best I can remember anyway. Only way to get one of these is with the Dark Starter Pack. Now, eventually, I'm sure they'll have their singular releases or be paired with characters, etc. But this is the way to go. If you've just got to have one right now, go ahead and pick up the Dark Edition. Get a second of some of the characters. It looks... I don't think the camera's doing it justice. It's not like a tar black that it looks like in the camera. It's kind of got that same coloration as the Undead Element base. The backside of Starcast, if you remember when I unboxed him, has got a bit of glitter in it. You can see it in some lights, but it's very hard to explain. It's honestly just a super dark blue impregnated with glitter. It is not black. For contrast here, this is Chaos's base that is black. I think now maybe you can see what I'm talking about. That's just a really dark blue that is again impregnated with the glitter. It looks really nice in person. I think you can pick up on it here, particularly with like the jet black Chaos base. In person, though, if you were to open one of these up, you would be very impressed by the aesthetics. Now, next thing, and the reason I saved this one for last, no, we're not to Wolfgang yet, is because it's a Fire Creation Crystal. And of course, in the standard starter pack, we got a Fire Creation Crystal, which I have now in my left hand. And they are the same. So you can't like double dip. It's not like you get design number 2 and design number 1 or something. At least in my case, I guess they could sometimes happen that way, but in my case, what we have here between the two starter packs, exact same design for the Fire Creation Crystal. So won't be making people too envious with this one, to say the least. That said, one more thing that is included in the Dark Edition, Dark Wolfgang. So Undead Element Bowslinger, super cool dude. I've got to say, he's looking pretty nice here. With the contrast between the black and the silver, just like Golden Queen, you can sort of pick up on some details a little better. Would have been nice if the belt buckle, the skull, was silver, in my opinion. That said, the Undead base is such a cool color this year. It's got the bat wings, the signs on it. Again, we're going to go into our usual detail and standalone videos for these characters. But man, he looks pretty good. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Honestly, and this is how, when you aim, look down the barrel of a gun or a bow or whatever it may be, you close one eye, right? It didn't look that good on a standard figure, at least in my opinion. It's sort of like a paint smear type of a thing. I think it's in part because it's such a big contrast to the tan and the brown, and then he's got the black eyebrow that was very thick. The eyebrow here is actually much thinner. It's thicker at the front and thins out just like a real person as you go. Man, this looks aesthetically, just paying attention to the eyes, this one looks better. So again, we're going to do our detailed comparison here coming up. But what you get in the Dark Edition, $99.99. Yes, it costs an extra $25. In my opinion, it is well worth it. Again, $75 for standard, $100 for this one. But let's take a look at what we get extra. Third Skylander, 2 creation crystals. So we're going to put $15 on him, 10 on those, 15, 25, 35, 5 on the Imaginite chest, 40. And of course, 75 and 40 is greater than 99, meaning you save money if you were to buy this all individually. And of course, you have to also realize people will buy the Dark Edition, pull the characters out, and sell them. So if somebody was like, I don't have to have Dark Kingpin or Dark Golden Queen, but Dark Wolfgang, you bet. Why people will come in and pay $25, $40 for a singular character, I don't know. If you want to do that, wait. You'll save yourself money. Or just buy the starter pack and then trade the other characters to buddies. If you've got Dark Kingpin, I bet somebody would trade you a candy-coated chopscotch for it. You're not going to have a hard time pulling that off. But If you are the type of person that says, well, I don't really want the starter pack, but I'd gladly give $30 for Dark Wolfgang and, $25 for that creation crystal, stop and think about what you're doing and how close you are to the actual retail price when you get so much more. And just think about that before you throw your money away. So it's always been perplexing to me what some people do and how they justify it. But there's really no need to justify purchasing the Dark Starter Pack, because it is in fact a fantastic monetary decision because you save money. It's not like the Amazon 8-packs where it's like, oh, it's basically the same as if I bought them all singularly. It's a legitimate situation where you are saving decent cash, enough cash so that you can go in and buy another creation crystal, another Skylander, so on and so forth. So plus they're unique. We're going to introduce these guys, see if they have stat increases, see if anything is different in the game that we need to document, if they're doing extra attack damage, etc. Not gonna lie, my plan was to use the Wii U edition as like a virgin deal that we never progressed through, at least here initially, so I can kind of like assess and assign and differentiate between things. I can't do that now because my Wii U game case has a PS4 disc in it. So yeah, there's that. So I will work toward getting that cleared up. I was hoping to not have to go to town for like another 2 weeks or so, but hey, that's life. Stuff happens. And like I said, though, it's a good story, honest mistakes. And again, I didn't even think of the free chaos thing. So it's kind of one of those days, I suppose. But nonetheless, y'all wanted to see this. I finally gotten it done. I wish for my sake now I would have gotten it done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. And then I would have had time to run up and get that disc swapped out in progress. But obstacles, I tell you. That's it. Also of note, I thought I was completely done with these. That GameStop had AC Amiibo cards. That's right. We're going to see if we can't maybe pick up a few more of our villagers in Series 2 from our original town's residents. That's what we're going for. After that, I think I'm going to have to stop on those. They were not $5.99 either. They were still discounted. Don't worry. No way I would have bought them if they were $6 a pack. That said, that is what you get. Again, I'm going to come in. We're going to compare and contrast all three of the main characters, go over their bio. I felt like that would keep this video a little bit shorter for you, basically like 30 to 35 minutes versus an hour or more, which it would have been if we do in detail. And also, I just feel like the characters are worth the extra effort. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. I am sorry I won't be able to play the Wii U and progress on that front either. All these changes they've made are good and beneficial. It just really screws over what I try to do with Skylanders research. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts on the Dark Edition. What did you ultimately do? Did you go standard? Did you go dark? Did you go crash? If you did dark now, are you going to do something else later? If you went standard or crash now, do you hope to pick up the dark on some clearance sale? Are you worried the Dark Edition is going to sell out and not be something you can obtain like we've run into in the past? Whatever your thoughts might be, feel free to throw them out down below. Oneofwisdom.com is my website. SkylanderClub.com is the forum. I created it. If you like it, sign up. I'd love to have you join us. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. Been having serious issues with that lately. It basically tells me I don't have internet. And I'm pretty sure I do. And so I've been streaming on Beam. You can be amongst one of the first few to follow me. And it's working decently. So I'm kind of at a standstill in how to advance with the game, really, because I'm running into so many obstacles. And of course, if I just start playing it and having fun, everything I do with research is just screwed over, and then you ultimately have to reset everyone, and that's like really depressing. I'm fine losing the money, but like when you've got a character leveled up to like 10 or higher, it's sad. I'm not gonna lie. And you have to realize it's not just one character, it would be like everyone, and that's very not fun things to do. So nonetheless, we've been hit with a few more obstacles here tonight. I will try to get things straightened out and progressing, but we're still going to be doing some Skylanders research. Starcast will be up. I've got Aurora's on the way. We'll introduce a few more characters, things along those lines, so be on the lookout for that. But if you want a bonus brick in the Wall of Wisdom, that is something I do special. My way of thanking you for supporting the channel, supporting the videos. Comment with hashtag Dark Wii PS4. Dark, and then WII PS4. Because, hey, let's face it, who else got a Dark Wii U edition with a PS4 disc? Probably nobody. But, that just makes us special, right? I think so. But, hey, like I said, we shall overcome, and we'll take it from there. So I'll try to get an NX Switch video up coming pretty soon, and we'll see what we can do. It's all about having fun. That's what we try to accomplish here. So that said, hope everyone is enjoying. And again, give me your thoughts on the Dark Edition, which characters you like better and worse. There will be polls on all three, so be on the lookout for those. We've also got them for Legendary Tri-Tip, the Legendary Colors, Chopscotch and Candy Coated Chopscotch. It's going to be a ton of poll battles, so check it out on the Skylander Club forum at SkylanderClub.com. I will quit rambling. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here next time.